There it is. We are live. What's up? What's happening, Chris? How's everything, man?
Man, what's going on? Always glad to hop on with you and talk some Titans. I told you always know I'll talk Titans any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
There we go. Especially for with a victory, right? It's even better. It's
I
even
agree.
better.
I'm getting used to the new digs, so I'm trying to kind of enjoy myself a bit up here in the Blue Enforcer Cave.
Yeah. By the way, where are you? Because to be honest, it looks like you're about to hit the ceiling. Where are you?
Actually, it is. Um,
You so
Mosey,
high
how
up?
this
Okay.
is actually the
Oh,
man
I
cave.
see how
Well,
it is. Oh, it's
it
very nice.
hasn't been created just yet, but it is definitely on its way.
Uh,
um I am definitely finna get underway, and like I said, this will probably be at a better position once I get some things kind of straightened out. But um but yeah, this is the new digs here in Memphis, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee.
there we go.
As
Looks good. Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations, man. Again, it's always good. Like we talked about. We always like talking Tennessee Titans. Good friends. So I do appreciate you hopping on. Again, it's Christmas time almost. I got the ugly sweater on.
I see you do. I do. It is Christmas time. Sometimes I still can't believe it. I mean, with everything with COVID going on and things like that, sometimes it's hard to kind of understand that it is the Christmas season. And but I hope everybody does have a very very Merry Christmas and enjoy this time with family. I mean, with what's going on now, I mean, it means that much more. So um, FaceTime, talk to your family, keep it distant, but still enjoy this time.
Yeah, man. The funny thing is that I actually have two sweaters, kind of almost identical. And the
Mm-hmm.
problem is, it's like I'm in between because this is an extra large, so it kind of fits big on me, as you can tell. But then and then the other one is a medium, so I barely fit in that. So it's kind of like I gotta find my happy medium. So the extra large is where we're gonna go with. Unfortunately, the medium will never seem like it'll never happen to me. So, what's up, Jesus? What's happening, man? Thank you
Uh,
for joining. Again, it's a Saturday night. There's a lot going on. I mean, if you think about it, you got the UFC, which kind of caught me off guard too. That I was watching a little bit. You got boxing. I mean, you had the Notre Dame game, which was that even a
Blowout.
game?
I
Oh
fell
my
asleep
god!
on that.
Yeah, what happened? I was kind of really excited to see that, and it just didn't didn't live
I
up.
I watched some of that, and then I it got kind of boring, so it kind of dozed off. If it ain't Titans, I'm not gonna really be paying much attention if it gets boring. But
Exactly.
Clemson did their thing, so Clemson looks like they're in. I'm kind of not happy about the fact Ohio State gets a shot at going somewhere. So, but
Right.
they won as well. Um, SEC championships going on as we speak, and shout out to San Jose State, undefeated,
Yeah.
defeating Boise State in the Mountain West championship. So, shout out to them, and um, I'm not really paying attention to the American because if Memphis ain't in it, it don't matter. So.
That's it. It's just facts. It's facts.
Exactly. As Tennessee Titans Weekly would say, facts, no paper.
Exactly. Again, I want to give out before we start the show. I want to give out a shout out to Jim Lacey, who um, tested positive for COVID and was in the hospital until today. He actually got released. So again, like I said, big prayers for Jim Lacey and his family. Rest up, buddy. We need you in the playoffs. He's hasn't missed a Titans game in over 20 years until
Wow.
unfortunately, tomorrow, since he's still battling it with he has pneumonia now as well. So again, thoughts are in our prayers, man, and hopefully everything goes well. But let's talk about the matchup for tomorrow, man. Let's talk about the Lions versus Tennessee Titans. I know that you went on your show and you're giving your insights and stuff, but things have changed on the roster for the Titans, as you saw today. that Khalif Raymond and there's several other players that are on the COVID list. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Khalif was on a COVID list. They activated Wyatt Ray and Brooks Reed
Yeah.
to the active roster, and I believe I cannot remember it was somebody else that got activated to the roster as well. I can't remember, but yeah, with that happened, I mean, we're still dealing with COVID. We're still in this COVID age that hopefully will be coming to an end, at some point. But it's unfortunate for Khalif, but Khalif wasn't really getting a lot of action anyway. So I mean, I
He
don't think
wasn't.
that'll really be a huge deal. I mean, but Brooks Reed and Wyatt Ray being up, hopefully both of those guys are active because we're gonna need all the pass rushers we can get.
Yeah, definitely. And I think another one was Cam Batson. I'm not sure. Was Cam Batson part of that COVID list? I believe so. Unless,
That's what I'm trying to pull up on
yeah, I
Bleacher
think so. I
Report
think
as we
I read
speak.
something about that where he was.
Um, I know Ken Moore, he put out a tweet about it. I did not see Cam Bats's name a part of that.
Okay.
Again, I have to take a look. Hopefully, because my phone likes to go really slow at the worst possible time. So not exactly sure.
I'm trying to look at it right now as we speak, real
Yeah,
quick.
like I'm bringing Bleacher Report up now, so um
So we
I'm trying to
have,
see what it says.
all right. Khalif Raymond was one. Brooks Reed, an offensive tighter from practice squad while
Yeah,
activating
he
White
brought
Ray.
up.
Yeah. No, maybe. Oh, that's what it was. Uh, Cody Hollister on the team's practice squad. It's on the list. That's what it was. I got
Oh,
it
okay.
confused.
Okay, Cody Hollister. Okay.
Which
Yeah.
doesn't really.
I mean, kind of hurts the depth of the wide receivers right now, but I think we'll
Yeah.
be all right. But hopefully those guys, are not. Maybe it was contact tracing. Maybe
Hmm.
that might have been the case. So we'll definitely have to see. Um, we'll definitely have to see with that. So hopefully it's not anything um, too crazy.
But yeah, but as far as that goes, so supposedly everyone is ready to go. Everyone, there's no as of right now. But again, things could change. All right, doesn't
Yes.
mean because every that's what everyone's thinking. Everyone's thinking, oh, Adoree Jackson's gonna play. Adoree this, Adoree that. I know Christian Fulton has a higher chance of playing than Adoree Jackson right now. That's just because we've seen the whole song and dance before and ended up being that
Hmm.
Adoree Jackson didn't play. So,
Yeah.
what is
And so
your what do you think about that? What's your percentage on him playing?
now I will say I agree with you because Christian Fulton did practice all week. He
Yep.
practiced fully all week and did not have an injury designation. So I think it's pretty safe to say Christian Fulton will return and will be active for this game. Adoree Jackson, on the other hand, I think we're all like, you know what? We've read this book before, we've read this chapter before, and we've gotten fooled quite a few times.
I don't think he's playing.
Until you know what? I'm gonna say Adoree is gonna play. I'm
Okay.
going to say, but I am going to say there is I'll say a 48% chance Adoree plays. So I'm gonna stay under 50%. Then say that Adoree plays. I'm not confident in that. I don't know if he'll play, but I'm
Mhm.
just something tells me he's gonna play because I mean, tweet came out that the Titans are hopeful that he'll play. He was listed
Yeah.
as questionable. Obviously, if Adoree really wasn't gonna play by now, they would have already ruled him out. But they have not. So I mean, there is a chance that he could play. We don't know yet. It will not shock me if they. It will not shock me if he comes out and he's one of the inactives. It would not surprise me at all.
I
But
mean,
I'm gonna say 48% chance he's
okay.
gonna play.
So he okay. I'll text you if anything happens tomorrow.
Right, it'll be like, well, I guessed wrong again.
Yeah. Again, Two Tone Zone. If you guys haven't checked them out, check them out. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I got it a long time ago, and everyone always gives me shit about it, especially friends that are Cowboy fans. But it's a good year. It's Christmas time, and I think it's appropriate time to wear it. So as we're talking about Dory Jackson and stuff like that, right? So we have him coming back. Do you see much improvement of the defense because of maybe a Christian Fulton coming back, Dory Jackson maybe not playing as much, maybe limited in snaps? Do you see that defense changing automatically, or do you going to still see some ugly drives?
I mean, I think it's going to be a work in progress. And I mean, of course, word also today from Ian Rappaport, which, will test us, is that old Matthew Stafford is preparing to go tomorrow, despite the ribs. Despite the rib injury, he wants to play. So, I mean, and shout out to Lee Hillis. I was on his 615 podcast last night, and we were talking about this very thing. I mean, Matt Stafford's got heart. I will give him that. Matt Stafford's got heart. And he, even with an injury, he still will be willing to play. Even though, I mean, it's really not going to help them at all. But I don't know if it'll be a big improvement. I think covering could be better. I mean, the defensive backs wasn't really the entire problem. You have Vaccaro and Byard have each struggled. It's more so up front that we've had our issues. But I think it'll definitely help.
You think Matthew Stafford is like, hey, this is a Titans team that barely touches the quarterback. Let me get in here because he's dangerous.
Obviously, I think
he's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I think
that might be part of it.
Yeah, he's very underrated. Just because he's on a bad team doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback. It's just ever since Megatron left, he just hasn't had his pieces to go to.
And I mean, he does have a couple of pieces. I mean, you got Jones, you got Mohamed Sanu, you got Big TJ Hockenson.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Big Hockenson, who would have been good here. I mean, offensively, it could be a struggle for us a little bit. I mean, we're gonna have to find some way to get to the quarterback. And I thought about this when I saw that tweet earlier. I think Kimmo retweeted it from Ian Rappaport about that. I'm thinking, not trying to hurt anybody like for real, but if it's me, I'm going right for those ribs, because that's in the safe zone of hitting the quarterback between under the neck, under the head, and between to the knees. So that rib area is wide open game.
That's all game, man.
And I mean, I'm not trying to say, you trying to end somebody's career or seriously hurt them. But I'm like, look, you try to put a quarterback on his tail, you take your shoulder pad and you put it right to that rib area. Be like, look, you going to regret playing in this game.
Yep, definitely. I agree with you 100%.
I would aim for that.
We have someone a comment saying we're going to see more man-to-man coverage. Now, you think we're going to see more man-to-man? Well, in your opinion, you think is that true? Because we have Adoree and Christian Fulton, so we play less of us getting beat.
I think both of those guys are good man-to-man corners. Fulton definitely does that very well. Coming from LSU, and Adoree, is known to hold his own. The only problem I have with Adoree is that he doesn't get his hands on the ball enough. He doesn't get enough interceptions. But as far as in coverage, I can trust Adoree one-on-one, and I think it would be it'd be very beneficial. It will help Byard and Vaccaro out some. So I think we could see a little bit more instead of that soft zone that we tend to play. Because, I mean, that soft zone, I get sick of that. I mean, a little bit more of an aggressive zone for me.
It's frustrating, when you kind of see it happening, and you kind of see how much yardage is being you know being
Giving up.
stripped right away from you, just right in front of us. But again, I felt like with the injuries and just our play calling and stuff, I think I understand why, but sometimes you got to switch it up. You gotta trick the defense. You can't just let them have it so much. They just don't want to get beat over the
I
top, you know. But
I agree. You gotta disguise some stuff, and that was what. And see, again, this is what having a defensive coordinator will do for you,
yes, sir.
because a defensive coordinator will put you in the position where you can be the most successful. Unfortunately, I just don't think Vrabel and Shane Bowen put their defensive players in the best position to succeed. That was something that DPs did very well.
Very
And I
true.
mean, I would be glad to have him back, or Wade Phillips. And word is, of course, now that of course Illinois hired a new head coach. So former Chicago Bears head coach and defensive coordinator Lovie Smith could be available to come back to the NFL as a defensive coordinator. If I'm Vrabel, I'm giving him a call.
He has to. He has. We have to do something, especially. Obviously, he's just gonna keep riding this till the off season, but
We
um,
have no choice.
we have no choice at this moment. I do believe we need to do something. I mean, he does need. I think he needs to put his pride aside. I think he's a great head coach, but you know what? Leave the defensive coordinator stuff to the defensive coordinator. Leave the offensive line.
Exactly.
Just leave it
I mean,
separate. That's the reason.
and that's why a lot of times I trip off of him, because it's like sometimes Vrabel falls in love with a little bit of his own arrogance from time to
Yeah.
time. I mean, he's a great head coach, doing a great job, but sometimes he acts like he knows everything. Thinks he
Yep.
knows everything. No, everybody else doesn't know anything. And I mean, you still got to remember when he was defensive coordinator, he had the worst defense in the league in Houston, and that is with Watt, with Clowney.
Yep.
Remember that.
Yep.
With Watt, Merciless, and Clowney was the
And
worst.
a healthy Clowney too at that point.
And a healthy Watt, too.
Yeah. So
So,
we got Titan Tiger says that our DBs gets exposed as a result of zero pass rush. Now that's very frustrating. It's true.
exactly.
It's very true.
And I
Absolutely.
mean, that's something that we're going to have to address. That is something that is probably that is the biggest need staring us in the face going into the offseason. Do something about this pass rush. And I would say don't just go after one guy. Go after a couple of guys. I mean, it's a premium position. We're going to have to draft it. We tried the free agency front. It's not,
Didn't work.
it's too much money for that. Just go in the first, 2 out of the first 3 rounds, draft pass rushers. We need many.
Yep. Definitely.
We have no depth.
Especially coming up this year. I mean, next year. I mean, who knows who's going to be on the team? We might lose a couple people on the defense. Like Deion Brown. I mean, again, we could get into that topic. I mean, and talk for days, because that whole situation is like, all right, who are you going to keep? Who are you going to let go? You got Jonnu Smith, Deion Brown. I mean, there's a bunch that are going to really get paid. Corey Davis. In my opinion, I think it's do what you need. Get Corey Davis. NFL draft, address defense.
I absolutely agree with that. I agree with that a lot. Definitely. I mean, in the beginning of the year, you're thinking, before the season started, you're thinking, well, let's see, Corey is probably gone anyway.
Yep.
Who are you keeping, Jonnu or Jayon? That was the conversation. Then, of course, Corey Davis is having a really, really good year. Now it's like, hey, maybe we should keep Corey Davis. I think maybe we should keep him. And it's coming down to the nitty gritty. So I'm with you. Sign Corey Davis. Try to see if you could get Jonnu or Jayon back. More so Jonnu.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Jayon Brown you can find in the draft. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I
Hate
love
to
him.
let him go.
Yep,
I hate to let him go, but there's going to be a lot of money that you have to shell out for a linebacker. I mean, especially a good one.
definitely.
Tight end, you could probably get on the lower end.
Yep. So yeah, again, John Robinson hopefully knows what he's doing. I think he does. Again, he's not going to
Yep.
hit 100% all the time. Look what happened in free agency this year. I mean, but it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So
Yep.
say we don't get Clowney, people would have been pissed off. Why didn't you get Clowney? Oh, you should have gotten Clowney. Now that we got him, oh, we should have never had Clowney. It's kind of like a hit or miss with that. I mean, I'm glad that he did take a chance with them. I mean,
Yeah. I
and
would have to. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I would have taken that risk with Clowney 10 times out of 10 all over again.
yep,
Beasley, not so much.
yeah,
Beasley, I would have said hell no. Clowney, I would have done it again in a hot second. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, he's a disappointment, but I would have taken that risk again and again, no matter what.
definitely. So let's talk a little bit about this game right now. Going into tomorrow's game again. Posted a video a little bit late. Just a lot going on. Work, Christmas, everything. It happens.
Exactly.
What matchups do you like in this, and where do you see the Titans going?
Well, I definitely like where our offense could be because this Detroit defense is not
Rushing
very
area,
good.
yeah.
They are in the lower end. If I'm not mistaken, I had some stats to pull up. I
Yeah.
want to say that Detroit is like in the lower third, really way down the lower third as far as defensively in a lot of key categories. So that is something that the Titans can definitely take advantage of. And I'm trying to pull it up right here. Okay, I got it right here. Yes,
Go ahead.
the Lions they're 29th in total defense in yards given up, 27th against the pass, 29th against the run, and they give up a lot of points. This could be a big day offensively for this team. I think I think Tannehill could sling it around some. They don't really have a lot of good secondary pieces. I think another one of their corners is out for this game. So, I mean, this could be where if the offense, to protect their defense, just keep the offense on the field the majority of the day. You have those long sustaining drives. They're not going to stop anybody. Derrick Henry could be poised for another 150 plus, maybe, dare I say, 200-yard day. Possibly. So that's something that could definitely happen. I like the offensive matchup a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that matchup seems really, really favorable for us. Now, are you worried about Derrick Henry reaching the 2,000? Or again, I'm not too worried about it. Again, I know everybody wants it, but you know what? I'd rather win. To me, I'd rather be in the AFC Championship. I'd rather win a chip than him break a record. Again, it's nice. Records are nice, but chips are nicer.
You know what? I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I just think if there's a chance, like if we're going into if we're going into that Texan game and he's like maybe 100 yards shy of 2,000, or dare I say even the record, I would probably go for it. But if he's at like 17, 1,800, which I can understand that can happen too, yeah, I would rather take the win over the record. But I mean, it's still pretty nice to even talk about it because it's
Definitely.
something that only 7 other guys have done in the history of the NFL. And we've played almost 100 years of football. Yeah, 100 years of ball, and
Yeah,
only 7 guys have hit 2,000.
that is pretty insane. I didn't even think about it like that. But again, what's up, Titan Mafia?
Yeah, my guy Ty Mafia, 2 Tones on what's going on, which I'm at
Yeah,
to check out your stuff too.
with the very bad defense backups. Yeah,
I agree.
okay.
We can't underestimate them.
We can't. Absolutely, 100%. And I agree with you on the whole Derrick Henry thing. If say he's up to 1,800 and stuff, just I'd rather rest him for the playoffs because that's where we're gonna have to use him. Same thing with almost like AJ Brown. I feel like they maybe not go lighter on him because he's been battling that knee injury for the whole season, and I just feel like I'm nervous that it's gonna kind of creep up on us in the playoffs when we need him. It's gonna
I
bite us in
think.
the ass.
Oh wow,
What happened?
Devontae
What happened? What
Smith.
happened?
Devontae Smith, Alabama nearly caught a touchdown, but good coverage by Florida. Alabama 21, Florida 10 right now in the
No.
SEC championship.
Well,
Looking
who
at
I'm going for is definitely Alabama. I don't like Alabama, but you know what?
I don't like Florida. I've never
Well,
been a fan of Florida.
you know what? I can't say I'm a Florida fan because I'm I'm sorry. It's just in my
I'll
blood.
with you on that one.
I can't. Exactly, man. I'm sorry. We
I am
can't.
down with Florida State, even though they stink right now.
They're horrible. Horrible.
I am down with that. But yeah, looking at some potential NFL players, with Surtain and with Kyle Pitts, the tight end. I mean, he is awesome. Kyle Pitts, an awesome tight end. Surtain's a good corner. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, I would love to have on this team. He is fast.
He is
with
quick.
a capital F.
What's up, Sonny? What's up? We're just talking again.
What's
Let's
going
get the dub. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about offensive matchup, right? Defense could. The good thing about the defense is that we could actually switch up some schemes, maybe test some things out with certain players just to see how they go.
I agree.
So I would like to see different schemes just because.
I agree.
So
and there will be some opportunities. Their offensive line is not very good, minus Taylor Decker. They're not going to have their center Frank Ragnow, who had a fractured throat, which I'm like, oh my god, that's got to be painful.
Somebody throw punch them.
I mean, wow,
someone throw punch them.
Anybody, but he's not going to be in the game, so there could be some sack opportunities. I mean, Matt Stafford is not extremely mobile. He can move around the pocket a little bit, but he's not extremely mobile, so there could be some sack opportunities. There's definitely some chance. I mean, he does have a couple of weapons that he could use. And, I mean, I watched that game against the Packers. For the first half, they were keeping up with the Packers.
They were.
The Packer defense is not very good, but they were keeping up early, but then superior offense just came to light, and they ran away. And I think we could do the same thing.
Definitely. I mean, think about it. We could actually go tomorrow, secure the 10th win. Won't be 9-7 for how many years now? 4 years? 4 years?
It'll be 4 years straight that we've been
4 years straight. Which, again, if you think about it, is not bad. We've had a winning record for 4 years straight. Look what John Robinson and Mike Rabel, implemented.
5 years straight. 5 straight winning seasons.
Look at that. So, again, I think Jim Wyatt told me, he's like, would you rather go 9-7 and make it all the way to the AFC Championship, or go or have a good record and get bounced out the first round of the playoffs? And I was like,
I definitely don't want to get bounced out of the first round and have more than 10 wins. I definitely don't want that. That is a very tough question. I think in my mind, I will probably say I'll take the 9-7, get all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that can happen, but more wins is more wins right now.
Exactly. Well, the thing with me is that I don't like if we get to the Super Bowl, we need to win the Super Bowl. Like I don't mind losing the AFC Championship. I'm like, damn, yeah. I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but for some reason, if you get to the big show, you need to win the big show. You can't. This is a worse taste in your mouth losing the Super Bowl than going and losing the AFC Championship. Yeah, it sucked. I turned off. I didn't watch football for a while. I think I threw my Madden 20 out the window. I didn't want to see Patrick Mahomes on the cover and stuff. But again, I mean, I got over it, So
I understand. I mean, it hurt me too. I was like, do I want to dislike Patrick Mahomes now? Because I'm like, I'm kind of getting sick of them winning all the time.
But they're just good, man. They're just good. They're just good. That's a scary
Yeah.
team. That's a scary team that we're gonna eventually have to face.
Although, and I did say this on Lee's podcast last night, 615 podcast, I said the Miami Dolphins and a couple of teams have made, and Denver too, have made Kansas City look kind of mortal. They don't look like they're just immortal and invincible right now. They look like they could be beaten. And I mean, it could be, and Ken even said it. We were talking a few weeks ago after the Cleveland loss that maybe it's that Kansas City, they've gotten bored. They're tired. They don't like that their competition isn't up to snub, and they're like, you know what? We're just bored. We're just gonna go through the motions and everything. But this Miami game might have just told them, look, you might not want to go through the motions like that because you could get beat. So,
I mean, again, any given Sunday, look at the Steelers are slowly declining now. So I mean,
definitely look vulnerable.
They do. They really do. I'm not too worried. I would, to be honest with you, who would you prefer to play in the playoffs? Would you want to play a Browns? The team I wouldn't want to play, I think. I mean, the Browns made us look, but again, I mean, they made us look silly, but for some reason, like the dark horse to me is like a Dolphins team or something. I'm scared to play the Dolphins, man. That defense.
I will say this. I will say this. Oh, shout out to Army. They won that Commander-in-Chief trophy. They beat Air Force, so that was kind of
nice.
Cool. They have those military battles. But I would say right now, I want to play the Browns again because we owe them. We owe them the biggest butt kicking of all time. They deserve to get their butts kicked by us because that is something that shouldn't have happened and would not ever really happen again. And I would want to play the Browns again because I think we would beat the snot out of them. I think we would beat Pittsburgh if we play them again because we nearly beat them before.
Yeah.
And I think we could definitely – I think they're vulnerable. I think we prove we can stick with them. The team that kind of has me nervous, and I know I probably shouldn't be, would be – I mean, I think Miami, I think we can handle them, even though Miami is very good. Playing the Indianapolis Colts a third time would probably be a headache.
I don't want to do it.
I think that would be a headache to have to play Indianapolis a third time. But I would take my chances with the Browns. I think the Browns, yeah, they're good, but I think if we play them again, we're going to be angry. We're going to want revenge. We're going to want revenge in the worst way. And it's always been said, Vrabel tends to learn from his mistakes playing a team before. Playing them the second time, he usually does not make the same mistake twice.
That's true. He does prep very well for games like that. I completely agree with you 100% on that one.
Which is why I like our chances with Cleveland or with Pittsburgh because we played them teams before. So that's why I like that a lot.
I mean, I would love to see the Ravens again because I just feel like we just got their number, man. I just feel like I would love to see the Ravens again and just knock them out again.
They would be the most advantageous matchup because they're more so sticking to running the football, and the Titans have gotten a lot better against the run. They have gotten very much better against the run. I mean, we saw this before. James Robinson, who has had an excellent season for Jacksonville, even though they stink. But, I mean, we shut him down to 67 yards. And really, if you take away that long 40-yard run that he had, we held him to about 12 carries for 19 yards the whole game. With Cleveland, Nick Chubb only had like one big run. Other than that, we held him to about 50 yards running. We did a good job against him. Yeah. The only anomaly was probably Dalvin Cook having a big day against us early on, but early on we were just not good defensively. I
We
mean,
weren't think we're like flip. Yeah, we're still trying to get our feet wet and stuff like
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
All right, let's do some predictions again. First of all, before we do our predictions, he says, "Don't know, guys, but I strongly believe that we will not see KC in the AFC Championship. Remember this comment." He says, "Who do you see? Who do you see then? Who do you think we'll see in the AFC?"
If we get to the AFC Championship and Kansas City is not there,
We got
I
it
don't
very
care
quick.
who it is.
We got this.
The Tennessee Titans are going to the Super Bowl. That is going to happen. You heard it
100%.
here first. If it
There
is
it is.
anybody, if it is the Tennessee Titans versus any other team, we are going to the Super Bowl. That
Yeah.
is going to happen because I just think any other team, we can go up against any other team and beat them. And and that includes Buffalo. I know Buffalo look like they're back to being a juggernaut again and things like that. I still go on the fact that we kicked the snot out of them before,
Yeah.
and I think we could do it again. Now, I would hate that to go up to Buffalo because that would be remnants of 1992. That would basically, if everybody remember their history, 1992 was not kind when we went to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, but then again, I mean, Buffalo would have their revenge on their mind too. So I think Vrabel would see some things, be like, okay, we didn't do this good, or we continue doing this and that. So I wouldn't fear. Besides, and I mean, honestly, we shouldn't fear Kansas City. I mean, I say fear no team, but Kansas City is the one that I would be the most concerned about. But other than that, I don't fear any other team. None.
Very nice. Very nice. That's the confidence we need, right? That's what we need. That boost. We have to play with that mentality, man. Take
I
everything,
agree.
right? That was where it came from, man.
Confidence, not cockiness.
Exactly. There's a difference.
Do not do ladies and gentlemen, do not sleep on Detroit right now. We cannot sleep on them. We cannot be looking ahead to Green Bay, even though that's going to be a Sunday night showdown. And that is basically this is what we're going to get in the playoffs. So let's play our best game and prepare for the playoffs, which I think everybody should be ready for that. But again, don't sleep on Detroit. Let's take care of business.
So we could actually clinch tomorrow with a Baltimore loss, and obviously if we win. But I think who did Baltimore play? I think they play like
Jacksonville. There's a couple of situations where they could do that.
Yeah.
With a victory, and a Baltimore loss, we're in. If we win, of course, the Raiders helped us by losing the other night. Although Marcus Mariota did do
Shout
well,
out to Marcus Mariota.
even though I went off on him last year. I know everybody remembers that. The Raiders losing. Now we just need Miami to fall, and then Cleveland beats the Giants. We're in. So, and then I believe the other one is Vegas losing, and I believe Miami losing, and some type of strength of victory tiebreaker, which I'm like, I don't even know how that works.
With the Browns or some shit like that. Yeah,
Exactly.
I saw that. What's up, Ryan? What's up, brother? But yeah, so I mean, things could go our way tomorrow. I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna handle our business. I think it's gonna be 35-14. I think we take it.
Okay. I like where you're going with that. I am going to go 41-20. And I said this on my show before, and I'm going to stick with it. I just think we are going to – this is going to be I think it's going to be an offensive showcase for us. I think Tanny could go for – I'd say he just needs to average about 264 yards. I mean, remember, the Tennessee Titans have a chance to be
The only
the
team
in NFL history.
That's awesome.
4,000-yard passer, a 2,000-yard rusher,
and receivers.
and 2 1,000-yard receivers. That could very well happen. And I think either Corey Davis or A.J. Brown, one of them could get to 1,000 could get to 1,000 this game because they're really only about 100 and I think about 165 yards out. I think
Wow.
AJ is 165 yards out. I think Corey's like 163, I want to say. So they're both very
Yeah.
close to that. Derrick Henry just has to average 155 yards a game to get to 2,000. And I threw this out there,
What's up, Mr. Wood?
191 yards a game to break the record, to break 2105. So
Isn't that nuts? Doesn't that feel good though, man? Like remember a couple years back when our offense was trash and we couldn't even score up to 21 points, and now we're here. We're here in 2020, and it's just the offense is ridiculous.
it is crazy what that happened in a couple of years. It's like, yes, before it was like, man, we have no offense. Our offense can't do jack. I mean, we have no weapons, no playmakers, no nothing. Now we're the number 3 offense in the league, and we've held that. We've been a top 5 offense all year.
Yep.
So
it's good time to be a good time to be Titans. And again, thank you everyone for coming. So Sonny, Titan Tiger, Mr. Woods, Mr. Harris. Thank you guys for stopping by. And let us know what you guys think about tomorrow's game. Give me your predictions. But it's really nice. It's nice to have a solid wide receiver. Someone that even though we still don't get a lot of recognition from ESPN, for some reason they have the Colts being the biggest threat to the Chiefs, even though we played in the AFC Championship with them last year.
They're looking at the roster as far as you got Phillip Rivers, you got Nyheim Hines, you got Jonathan Taylor, who's a good back, but he has fumbling issues. They have a terrific offensive line, which I will give them that. DeForest Buckner now back in. Danico Autry is there too. Justin Houston is the ageless wonder. So I mean, they, of course, and Darius Leonard, we can't forget him. They got a lot of good players on that side. And I mean, right now, the Titans have to keep winning. We have to keep winning because the Colts are right there on our tails. So we can't afford a loss. I mean, it'd be nice if Houston beat them tomorrow. We don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to play. I mean, if Houston beats Indianapolis, I think we're close on the title already. I think we're close to the division title as it is. And I see Florida just scored, so Florida trying to get back. I mean, Kyle Trask has had an awesome year in the Heisman race, so I mean, came out of nowhere. So I'm very impressed. But I mean, we could be close to a division title with that. I think they said we couldn't clinch, but I think if Indianapolis loses to Houston, I think we're very close to that, either with a victory or their loss. And I know somebody said if Green Bay rests their players, we could get those records. I mean, Green Bay, I believe Green Bay is already, Green Bay clinched the North already, but they still got the number 1 seed to play for.
Yep. So you have a lot of people saying it's going to be 35-20, Sonny. Ryan says, let's see, 38-20, so it's closer to yours. We have Two-Tone Zone says 34-13, so he has some. And then Time Tiger says, okay. So
I mean, it really depends on how the defense plays. If the defense comes out and play like they did against Jacksonville, even though we know Jacksonville is trash, they're horrible. But I think what happened last week, even though it was Jacksonville, it was a good confidence builder for the defense.
And this game could also be like that and just start building.
I agree.
Especially towards the end of the year going into playoffs, correct?
I agree. I absolutely agree. We need that confidence being built. I mean, if we take a look at Kansas City is a juggernaut offensively. They stink defensively too. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of teams, they say defense win championship. Now it's really looking like offenses could do the job. But yeah,
I agree. I agree with you on that. So here's the one question I have, because again, it's a Christmas episode. Got my Christmas ugly Titan sweater on.
Right.
What would you like for Christmas as a Titans fan? What would you like?
You know, that's like the easiest question of all to ask. What would I want for Christmas this year?
Everyone's answer should be the same though. That's
Exactly. I want a Super Bowl title. I want that Lombardi trophy hoisted up high. I want to watch a parade going down Lower Broadway,
there we
going
go.
all the way down Lower Broadway to the stadium. I want it to go through. I want it to be where people, I mean, obviously, I would be
With
talking in
COVID.
not COVID. I would be like people be on the rooftop at Tootsie's, at at Bailey's, at the Old Red, at Kid Rock Spot. Everybody be up on the roofs. Everybody be going crazy. That's what I would want.
There we
I would
go.
want that Super Bowl. I want that. That's easily what I want, and I would want this to be sustainable. I want this to be where we're in the playoffs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row. I'm ready for us to build a dynasty.
Definitely. I agree with you. It was funny though when I was back in the day when the Titans were whatever and stuff. I just wanted to be in the playoffs. I mean, we're not. I know we're not going to win a playoff game. This was back in the day when they were terrible. I'm like, I just want to be involved. I just want to be in the mix of a playoff spot or in the playoffs. Even though I would have been okay with just getting knocked out the first round, but being consecutive playoff. Oh, the Titans are in the playoffs again. The Titans. I would have been okay with that. But now,
I just want to win.
I just want to win, baby. That's all I want to do. I want that chip. It's there. It's there. You feel it. It's different. It's a different team, man. It's I think everyone else feels it too,
I agree. Because I mean, you remember those years after McNair and Eddie George, and we had those years, I'd say after about 2003, where we had, the 5 and 11s, the 4 and 12s, the 6 and 10s. Then you had that one anomaly in 2008, which was great.
Then we got bounced out.
And got bounced by the Ravens. And then you had the Wisenhunt years, which was god awful. I mean, that was, and I'll give Munchak a little love. Munchak, I think, got dealt a bad hand. I mean, I think we had a 9-7 year with him, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was last year, so I don't remember.
I think his first year, I think we were 9-7. We had a shot at the playoffs, and I think we were 8-8 one year.
And we lost to the we got tiebreaker with the Bengals.
We had all the tiebreakers and everything. All we had to do was win our game. We would have been in, but we lost to the Patriots. So, I mean, but then the Wisenhunt years was just god awful. I mean, it was like
it was everything. It was everything, though. I think it was the front office. It was from head to toe. It was just a hot mess. And again, until Amy Adams Strong came in and John Robinson, Mike Rabel, they started, but it kind of started with Mike Mularkey too, man. I liked Mike Mularkey. I don't think he was a little too hard headed on the things he wanted to do. He didn't want to change a lot of the things.
Right.
But the players really played for them. You saw the passion they played for him. So they played a lot more than what a Ken Wisenhunt and stuff like that. And I hated my Mike Munchak's post conference. Oh my god, it was so bad because it was the same thing every game. Every game he would be like, "Yeah, there could have been things we could have done and we didn't do them." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I show some emotion. We just got killed. Like, what is wrong?
But better yet, in the Wisenhunt press conferences, you're thinking, well, we got to trust the process. We got to trust the process. I'm like, what process?
It's not working for us. It's not working for us, Ken.
I do agree with you on that. I think, to where we are, yes, Vrabel did do a lot of great things, but I think Mike Mularkey kind of started with the building blocks.
Yep.
With
in the locker room.
with what DeMarco Murray was able to do
Yeah,
when he got here. It started with Malarkey. Malarkey started the building,
I
and
agree.
then Vrabel came in and built on top of that and got it even further ahead. So, yes, we do need to give some love to Mike Malarkey for what he started.
Yep,
Vrabel
definitely.
just taking it and finishing it.
Yep, agreed. Agreed all the way. Cosmic God, what's up, man? Everyone, thank you guys. We're gonna end the show right here. I think it's a good way to end it. Again, thank you, Chris, for joining me. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you guys for participating as well. Again, that's what we want to see. We want to see a chip in Nashville, Tennessee.
I
Uh,
agree. I
Tice Mafia
definitely agree.
said Wizenhunt was a terrible head coach. He was.
Wizen can't. Wizen can't.
And again, I'll have a special guest Monday probably for the post game. If you want to join, it'll be Lance Smith. Lance Smith is going to join me. I believe Monday night we're still trying to get things settled in and stuff like that. But Lance Smith will be on the show Monday, and let them know where they can find you. Everyone's probably ready, got you subscribed. But hey, it's worth
I
a shot.
don't know because I'm not as famous as you. Tighten up low the Tennessee Titan Weekly. I'm trying to get there.
No,
I'm in a race to 1,000. Y'all help me out, y'all. Y'all can y'all know where to follow me on Titans and Truth on YouTube, TNT Enforcers on Facebook, also on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth, and on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. I will be doing a post-game show tomorrow directly after the game.
there you go.
And so I will definitely be doing that as well. I may try to see if I can squeeze, maybe get Kim Moore or Alex or get Tighten Upload onto the show. So I'll cross my fingers on that. I'm gonna see if I can get one of them on, but I'll definitely do a post game tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for that. And every Wednesday night, I would say about 6:30. Definitely tune in for Titans and Truth. We'll be getting ready to talk. We go prime time next week.
There we go.
We'll get ready for the prime time. We'll be under the bright lights of Lambeau Field. Getting ready for Green Bay.
Again, check them out if you guys haven't. And again, sorry, Michael. Yeah, you got here a little late, but it's all right, man. I kind of started a little bit earlier and stuff like that. But
Go
again,
back and watch.
Titans Mafia, Cosmic God, anyone, remember, check out Chris. Remember, Lance Smith joining me Monday. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted. He texted me, but I have to text him back. But again, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Chris, for your presence, for your knowledge. I appreciate it. And like how we always end every Tennessee Titans conversation, tighten up, brother.
Tighten up, baby.
All right.